we go. I just pressed go live and I'm assuming we are with everybody today. Yes, there we are. I just saw it. Hello, I'm Dr. Doreen Downing and I'm doing the Spotlight Wednesdays where I get to interview people who have something of value to share with our group. Our group is about finding your voice and speaking up. And how do we do that? Well, we do that in various ways, podcasts, shows, interviews like this. But today we're going to be talking about how to do it in video on YouTube. And my guest is Julie Ruark. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Dr. Downing.
Thank you. Well, let me introduce you first. You wanted to name today's event, if we want to call it an event. Look sharp, get seen, how to show up clearly and confidently on YouTube. Wow.
That's right. It's a mouthful.
But it's so clear and so what we need, I think, those of us who are wanting to reach out to serve the world in which we have our expertise. So you also said avoid the Zoom blur and 25 times your reach with simple video and SEO fixes. That's got to be right on. I mean, these are things that most of us don't learn unless we get an expert like you. So thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, here's your bio. Julie Ruark is the founder of 5B Creative, where she helps coaches and online business owners 25 times their visibility on YouTube with smart SEO, clickable thumbnails, and content strategies that actually work. I'm going to say that again. Actually work. I'm so excited for today. Anyway, with a background in web design and marketing, Julie's passion is turning great ideas into systems that grow audiences and book clients. And this is all without burning out. And she specializes in YouTube growth for coaches who want their content to be discovered, loved, and shared. Well, here we are. Let me come back to you so that I have your face in front of me. We get to have our conversation. There you go. Hi.
Yay.
Well, uh,
Thank you for that intro.
yeah. Well, what was it like hearing the intro?
I thought that's a lot of stuff,
Yeah. Well,
but
it's
it
a lot.
captures things well. My heart is to expand the work of coaches and healers who are doing good work in the world so I can actually help expand their work, expand their impact, and overcome the hurdles that pop up so that
Uh-huh.
they are reaching the people that they're meant to reach.
Reaching the people that they're meant to reach, that I think speaks to all of us who happen to be listening today. So if you're in my group and you're listening, hello, thank you for being here. And if you're watching the replay, also, thank you. If you can put a comment in the comments below that, hello, I'm watching the replay, or if you have questions, we'll be able to get back to you. But let's open it up right now, Julie. I know I've just felt your passion and why you're doing this, but you have some expertise that we don't. It's just way too much. I mean, I'm speaking, I have a YouTube channel. I think I have 300 videos on it, and not every day, but every now and then I get people knocking at my on my email saying, hey, you're not getting the reach, you could be doing more. And I just go, oh yeah, okay, they're promoting, but I want to go to somebody I trust, and you're somebody I trust, right? you're,
Thank you.
you're,
Yeah.
and you know.
I aim to earn your trust.
Yes, well, I already trust you, so no aiming needed here.
Fantastic. I aim to keep your trust.
And then I'm sure that the people in our group are also trusting you. So that's why we're here today, to learn from you. So how would you start something like this conversation about what I guess it's more like what do we need to do first, second, third as coaches promoting ourselves on video? Maybe if we organize it kind of like that, that would help us follow along. So if we're wanting to be more visible on YouTube, what's the first thing we need to do?
Well, may I suggest we start with a little bit of why I think YouTube is a good place to be?
Yes.
Uh, because one of the third, to answer your question, I think one of the first things we need to do is has to do with our mindset, right? Because a lot of coaches kind of hold back on putting ourselves on YouTube because honestly, it's a little overwhelming, right? There are some real hurdles. And so we go to maybe something a little bit easier and become proficient there and keep procrastinating. Like, yeah, I feel like I should be on YouTube, but I'm gonna wait. And so we procrastinate. Lots of people do that. And I think some things have changed in the marketing world that I just wanted to alert the group to that are important for us to know and pay attention to. And then I do have many practical tips for how
Yay.
we can get started on YouTube or take the start that we've made and grow it to the next level. So,
Okay. So first of all, it was more why even consider going to YouTube and why is YouTube an important place for us to be and how we can, if we have some kind of resistance to posting or learning how to post, that we need to see that this is an avenue, a viable avenue, and then especially with people like you who can help guide us. So I
right.
got it.
And I expect to learn some things from you, Dr. Downing, from your psychology background, because some of the obstacles are
Yes.
how we're feeling, how we're thinking. And I
Yeah.
think I'm looking forward to hearing I have a couple of questions for you. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you say about that.
Okay.
So why don't I there are three big things I think that have changed in marketing related to YouTube here in 2025 that I wanted to share with everybody that's listening or watching. The first thing is it's now the biggest platform. So I don't know if everyone is realizing that it's bigger than Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Um, so just a few statistics, and I won't run through all of them, but over 3 billion monthly active users. So that's people that are going to YouTube once a month. There's 500 hours of video uploaded every minute.
Wow.
There's more than 122 million daily active users. And then when we think too about the audience, the possibilities of reaching somebody on the other side of the planet, it's available in 100 countries, in 80 languages, and across all age groups. So 18 to 49-year-olds are on YouTube, but it's also the number one platform for everyone 50 and older.
I was going to say that. I'm in my 70s and I'm on it.
Yeah, that's right. And we're consuming video on YouTube, and they say 81% of U.S. adults use YouTube, so it's just huge, and it's blowing up for whatever reason.
Uh-huh.
It's the number two most visited website globally after Google. And I
Uh-huh.
don't know how long Google will stay the number one thing we do when we're trying to find information, right?
Yeah.
Um, so just the growth and the reach is the first thing I just wanted to bring to everybody's attention.
Yeah, the
Uh,
importance and the why. I think you're beginning to help me understand why. Why YouTube now and what happened and what's happening and the importance of it. Yes, I got it. Thanks.
The second thing that's brand new, and I think this is really exciting, but in 2025, YouTube changed their algorithm. They are now actively promoting smaller creators. So you can be a little channel with, a small number of subscribers, and you might get recommended
Ah,
YouTube's platform because they're trying to actively this year it's a brand new thing. There's a whole bunch of things they're doing behind the scenes to actively connect people to the content that they're looking for.
Mm.
And smaller creators, um, I don't know what that how to define that exactly what small means, but I mean that's you and me, right? Um,
Yeah,
YouTube is promoting us.
yeah, I was exactly trying to think where do I sit in what small means because I've been trying to get more subscribers to get more noticed, I thought. So it's great that I think I have around 400, maybe 500. That's I mean there's even smaller like, a couple, just a few. So I think what I just got from you and that's exciting is no matter how small, it's valuable right now. It's a good thing right now.
Right. And that was one of the, you know, it fed into the feeds into the procrastination in the past as like, oh, it's going to take me
Yes.
10 years to grow my channel, and
Yeah,
that's too hard. And that's less and less and less and less the reality.
absolutely.
And I don't know how long it will last, but right now, YouTube is promoting smaller creators. So let's get on board. Um, the third change I want to talk about um, is exciting, but it's also causing some problems in half a dozen channels that I've looked at, friends or clients that I have. Um, so I'm not going to pick on any one person, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. So um, when we think of a website,
Yeah,
we're always talking about mobile, mobile, mobile. What does it look like on my smartphone, right?
right.
We're so, especially in marketing, we're so
Yeah,
trained, right? But
yes.
guess what? You know what people are watching YouTube on?
Well, I know
The
what
most
I'm watching it on my computer. Are you
yeah,
talking about like my big screen, my
big screen, TV screens, Doreen,
yeah, TV screen? Ha! That's right. I do have a YouTube channel on my TV screen out in the living room.
right?
You're
So,
right.
so
I have.
for the first time, TV screens have surpassed mobile devices as a primary way people watch YouTube in the US.
Wow. You're already you're I was going to say blowing my socks off, although I don't have any socks on today.
So here's a little quote, a statistic. In December, way long ago, December 2024, YouTube accounted for 11.1% of all TV streaming in the US, surpassing Netflix, Prime Video, Hulu, and Disney Plus.
It's got a crown on it. It's going.
So, so I don't know about you, but at my house, there's four people living in my house. And in the evening, the smart TVs now come with an app that's connected to YouTube. We don't have cable. We watch the
Yeah.
things I just mentioned, but including YouTube, and everybody has their own YouTube. If I sign in as my son, I get a whole bunch of like crazy stuff on YouTube to me, crazy to me, right?
Yeah.
Husband has a whole different list of favorite things he's subscribed to, and I have my things that I want to watch on YouTube. And so it's we're changing the way we're consuming content
Wow. Thank
on
you.
YouTube.
Yeah. Mhm.
So there is a problem though because of that. Would you like to would you like to hear about the problem I'm seeing?
You're opening up the question. We'll hear the answer. Yes.
Okay. So, you know, at coaches and consultants, we meet with a lot of our clients on Zoom.
Yeah.
We're really comfortable with this Zoom platform, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I know are still using the free version of Zoom. And then when they record something for YouTube, they'll just have themselves on the screen and they'll record something they want to share with their audience and then they'll upload it to YouTube and it's blurry, Dr. Downing, on a large screen. And then it's
Oh.
blurry,
Oh, no. All my YouTube
right?
videos are blurry, I bet.
No, no, no. I looked at your channel and mine just to see. Most of your channel, most of your recent stuff is not blurry. But so what's happening is Zoom has it so to upload a video to YouTube, you have to upload it in high definition, which is 1080px.
Hmm.
Zoom only lets you record it at 720 and upload it that way. And
Uh-huh.
YouTube can't and so then when you expand it onto a bigger screen, the faces are blurry. And then to make matters worse, you take that long video and put it into your favorite tool and chop it up into some shorts.
Yes.
Guess what? Your shorts are blurry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you've got this, so then you have someone who's got a great message, life-changing content, and you're like, you get to their short or the long form video, and you're like, ah, there's other reasons why sharpness and clarity are important, right? Because we make an emotional connection.
Yeah.
Like I can see very clearly,
Uh-huh.
and I feel an emotional connection, like you're almost in the same space,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But if you were blurry or you started to get this look of like what I mean, washed out look,
Uh-huh.
it would be it would be a disconnect. It would lessen the impact that you're meant to have.
Right. Yeah, it really reduces it. It just yeah, it's almost like putting a film over it, and that it really changes the energy. I understand what you're saying.
Yes, you don't want to make, I don't want to, I don't want us, all of us, I don't want us to be more self-conscious because I'm saying this, but I want us to raise the standard for um, our presence and our visibility and our messaging. And coaches need to stop using their free Zoom account for YouTube video.
Hmm.
So I encourage everybody who's listening or watching tonight, go to your large screen. If you have something on YouTube, go watch it on a large screen and see what you think. Maybe it's okay because there are other factors as well besides um, 720 or 1080. Lighting has a huge effect on how clear you are. The quality of your webcam has a huge effect. And the other thing, Dr. Downing, I wanted to ask you about is I've noticed as we get older, we feel even more self-conscious about how we're looking on camera. And Zoom has these improve my appearance button, like fix my appearance. And it adds like, it can add like this smoothing out effect on our face. It's very tempting to use some of the tools like that, but the result is you look even blurrier on a big screen if you use those filters.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. I would say when I first started doing video, I did do that. I was thinking that, yeah, because at the time I was in my 60s, I'm now in my 70s, and yeah, I do look older. So I wanted to stay, I mean,
I do
my
too.
my 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 personality and my energy is youthful, so that's I don't use those anymore, thank goodness. If I had been now, I my videos would be really blurry. Thank you for that tip. But so the question is, and I guess just psychologically, yeah, uh, our appearance is what we feel like is important, but actually what it is the energy from our heart and our soul, whatever shines through from the essence of who we are. And it's everything. It's not just the wrinkles. It's the energy. Is it positive, and is it coming through on the screen that people feel you, not that they're judging how you look. And if they're judging how many wrinkles you have, it's probably not the right person you want to be working with, that isn't able to just really see your beauty.
Yeah, I kind of became I had like an aha moment myself when I looked some of my profiles had an older picture on it and I was like, I love that picture of my younger self. It was like 12 years younger and I thought it looks great, but then I remembered when I took the picture, I didn't want to post it online because I didn't think
Uh-huh.
it looked like I'm like, what, like, you like, what, why did you think that? You know, because looking back, I can say, oh, that was a great picture. I
Yeah.
wish I looked like that now.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
am I doing the same thing where I'm like, oh, look at that, there's
Yeah.
something you get self-conscious about and
Yes.
you miss, I don't know, you miss
The juice that's meant to be communicated, which is
yeah, the
where the
beauty that
truth
can
is.
come, the beauty that comes through. You miss
Yes.
it if you get kind of tripped up on your own imaginary
Yeah.
um
Well,
block.
yeah, your self-criticism. Yeah, no, it's dropping down into where truth really is inside of you and your passion. And I think passion is what comes through. But what you're helping us do today, it feels like, is if we have passion and we don't let our critic get in the way of us showing up, uh, how do we make it? So you said no Zoom free account. So are you saying if you do the paid account, you can get the higher resolution?
So to get full definition 1080, now you need for if you're going to use Zoom, you need the business or the enterprise plans. And you
Uh-huh.
may still have to contact Zoom and say enable HD recording
HD. Okay.
for me. HD, so not SD, but HD. And I have a whole YouTube, I'll talk a little bit about YouTube SEO, but I have a whole checklist that I give away for free. So if I'm talking about things and some of the listeners are like, ooh, it's too many
Good.
details.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
it in writing and you can have it for free. So don't
Yeah,
worry.
I had my pen out and I was going to say, oh, make sure I contact Zoom, check it out. No, that's great. Thank you. I'll put it in the show notes today also.
Also, there's some great alternatives to Zoom. So if you're making video on your desktop, there's some tools that you can some like there are so many options. I subscribe to something called Tella TV, Tella. It's $19 a month, but I can do all kinds of fancy things and record video and upload it to YouTube in HD.
Hmm.
Um, so you can pay Zoom more money, or you can go buy a subscription to another tool that's built specifically for video. Or I I, I tell some of my clients they can use their iPhone has a fantastic camera,
Yeah.
and you can put it on a little tripod
Yes.
that I got at Five Below. It turns so you can have a portrait or landscape. You can get an app on your iPhone that will give you a teleprompter app. So you can be looking at the screen and reading your script. And you can upload that straight to YouTube or do some editing first. So many coaches and consultants have a smartphone that takes fantastic video in the HD that's required by YouTube. So it doesn't have to be expensive or complicated necessarily. Just
Nice.
wanted to encourage some of you would be comfortable with that. Some of you would be like, oh, that might be hard. I get that. But it's worth taking the time to try to explore and figure out, is there an alternative to whatever I'm doing? If you're one of those who know, if you look at yourself on a large screen and you're like, oh yeah, that's blurry. I need to fix that next time I make a recording. There are lots of options and it doesn't have to be expensive.
Great.
Um, so that's all about video quality. And I also wanted to talk about leveraging search because YouTube is a search platform.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know if you,
mentioned that people go to Google and that's where we go to search, but you're right. I think that some things that I've been needing to learn about even some technical stuff. I'm starting to go more to YouTube. I think I'll start it at Google, but then there are all these lists. But if I go to YouTube, I'll get somebody telling me about it, and it feels way more interactive, not interactive, but I get it. I don't have to read it. I can watch it, listen, and there's some demonstrations. So I think you're right. It's becoming a search engine, isn't it?
Well, and people are going there because they are, for example, in like the coaching world, we're here to solve people's painful problems. And so I'm going to YouTube because I have a problem I'm trying to solve. I have high search and, high search intent. I'm actively looking for a solution.
Yes.
So if I search in that YouTube search bar, how can I show up with more confidence on video? Then I get like, or, how do I reframe public speaking anxiety? I'm looking for a solution to a specific problem. And then in the results, I'll have, as big as my screen is, 10 or 20 thumbnails pop up with titles. And
Yeah.
I'll look at that, right?
Mhm.
And how do you decide which one to click on when you're
Right.
searching?
Right. That's a good question. I don't know. I kind of yeah, the it has to capture my attention. Sometimes it's the face. Sometimes it's the face. No, I don't want to talk to that person. Or maybe it might be the title that is exactly what I need to hear. Uh, Maybe it's how many views. Those are three ideas that just came to my mind, but it's also more kind of I can't explain it. It's just intuitively. I just go down and then something. But you probably have some tips on what what stops the scroll.
Well, and if you're like me, you probably make a decision pretty fast,
Yes.
right?
Mm.
Like, I have a problem. Ooh, that caught my attention. Let's see what that's about.
Yes.
Um,
So
so,
thumbnails are important.
so we want to leverage the search feature of YouTube to help our audience find us. So there's things that speak to the person, human, and there's things that speak to the computer that we can do to leverage search. So first we'll talk about what we can do to make it easier for humans to recognize what it is that we're offering and that it's an exact match for what they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
So there's a whole list, but I'd say the three most important things um, for for YouTube for humans are the title and the thumbnail. The third thing is the description. If you click on it and you start reading through the description,
Hmm.
um, those are three things that will quickly communicate the content, the benefit. What benefit will I get? What will I learn if I watch this? Um, so I could say a lot more about that, but there's things we can put a little time into thinking about our titles, a little bit of time into thinking about our thumbnail, and then taking the time to fill out all that space we have for a description. Um, when you go to YouTube Studio, it can look like a little overwhelming, but you get a lot of space for a title. And I actually recommend that people think a little bit about keywords and put a main title and then another one. So you use all the space in the title. So it might be
Uh-huh.
how to show up with more confidence on video, and then you have like a bar, and then um,
Confidence on video or something. And maybe say,
how yeah, how to have less anxiety when you're speaking in public.
uh-huh.
If
Yes.
that video is about that topic, right? I
Right,
would think of
right.
two different because the the human will see that, but the computer will also see that all those
Yeah.
keywords in there, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Um,
Hmm.
and the thumbnail also communicates at a glance um, And we have lots of great tools now for thumbnails. Canva is a great tool for making YouTube, if you have to do it yourself, a great tool for making thumbnails. Let me see what I had here.
I know that
I
they have three options where they just pick a thumbnail from the video itself. But what you're saying is, I think, and what I've learned to do is to do a thumbnail from Canva and then upload it to one of those three. And then that's what you can choose what the thumbnail is.
Right, so you can choose the thumbnail for a longer video. For short, you can't upload a custom thumbnail yet,
Hmm.
but you can choose which clip, which
Right. Which of the
section,
three? Yeah.
which, are you smiling or are you frowning? You can pick that
Yeah.
on a YouTube short, but only on your phone.
Uh-huh.
So if you used to setting everything up on your computer and you're like, how come I can't change? You have to use your phone to edit the thumbnail. It's one of those things. But yeah, so thumbnail, you want big bold text, close up of a face sometimes, clean visuals, vivid colors, it, not a lot of clutter because you have a few seconds to
Hmm.
communicate with a thumbnail, and they're
Hmm.
scanning the whole collection, and deciding what they're going to watch.
Yeah.
So you may not have the time or energy to make a thumbnail for every video, um, but when you do, it'll really help you with reach. So I want to talk about just a couple more details. Do you have time for that?
Yes, details about what, the description or how?
Um, Speaking to the computer,
Yes.
that
Yes, that's that. Right, right. Let's do that. Yeah.
okay. So we've been talking about what people are looking for when they go to YouTube and how to stand out and how to leverage the search. But the computer is also trying to guess what that viewer wants, and then they're searching for a video to show them, right? And so there's a dozen things you can do under YouTube SEO, the details that you can fill in. I won't mention all of them, but just a couple things. We already said the title matters, the description matters. If you can, you want to use as much space in the description in YouTube Studio. And Dr. Downing, I think you're doing that, though I looked at a few to see, and you do have description.
Mhm.
Um, and people won't necessarily read it all, but the computer is reading it all to see what your video is
Oh,
about. That
oh,
it,
this is like anybody who's watching. Oh, wow. I love this other aspect that you're saying around the computer is, got its listening in there and watching and it's going, yes, okay. And the more we put in there for it to notice us, good. I like
yeah,
that.
and it just yeah, and so the computer's reading that description, and then you also have the option to add something called tags.
Right.
Um, and people don't know that. If they don't know that, that's you click on show more, and there's a whole section where you can put in 20 tags.
Hmm.
And that's not for the humans, that's for the computer. So those tags are similar, it's similar to hashtags, without the symbol. You're just typing in the words and phrases, the keywords. And so the computer knows this is what this video is about. Go give it to this person that's trying to learn about public speaking.
Yeah.
And so taking the time to put in the tags. And then after that, you can, so in terms of priority, it's title, thumbnail, description, tags, and then hashtags.
Mhm.
So hashtags do help you with reach as well on YouTube. But if you only have a little bit of time, take 5 minutes and fill in some of the space, some of the real estate that YouTube gives you when you're first posting your video. And this includes shorts as well. Um, all of that SEO, I've seen that. boost um, boost my clients' reach from double digits to in the thousands. So not instantly, but sometimes surprisingly, all of a sudden I'll look and I'm like, oh, that got 3,000 views. I don't know why, but it's working over time to establish a link between your content, and YouTube is learning about you and learning about your audience and trying to be a matchmaker.
Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah, so I love working with people that are new on YouTube, and they're getting those double digit views. It's discouraging, and then we do a little bit of work around all of these things I've been talking about, and I'm looking like one health coach in 90 days got 15,000 views on our YouTube channel.
Mhm.
So I a caveat, visibility does not equal more clients by
Right.
itself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just one piece of the whole marketing system you may have in place.
Uh-huh.
And the content matters as well. Right? So it's not all about getting views, getting more visibility apart from anything else, but it does help you because you don't need 10,000 new clients, right? You might be happy with 10 people, 10 brand new clients that started watching what you're posting every week or 3 times a week. They're getting to know you.
Mhm.
After watching 5 or 6 of your videos, they feel like they are starting to know you, trust you, like you. They're ready to work with you. So it can be a great tool um, that we have to start building. I like to tell people that every single successful YouTube channel started with zero. We all started with zero. Zero videos, zero subscribers, zero views. And YouTube is one of the few platforms that just keeps growing and it's organized. So we can all start building a library of our work, of the best that we have to offer. It
Beautiful.
will live on YouTube
Uh-huh.
for, I think, forever. And the views will just keep growing.
Oh, this is fabulous. We're coming to an end, but I really love this idea about being able to build our own library.
Yes, right?
Yes, that I just hadn't thought of my YouTube channel as my own, it's my own
You can
library.
go in a couple years, you can go back and redo one of the early ones that you're not that happy with. You can
Uh-huh.
fix it up,
Oh,
right? So we
yeah,
don't have to be perfectionist about it as we build, but we
yeah.
got to start building.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We're at the end, and I want to make sure that people will know that how to get hold of you, which will be in the show notes. But those who are just listening right now, is it just your website to reach you to get that free checklist?
Yep, 5B, so the number 5, the letter B, creative.com.
5, 5bcreative.com. Julie
If
Ruark.
you go to the page about YouTube, right at the top, you'll see a way to get my free checklist.
Okay. Well, whoever's listening, I'm sure is going to go. I'm going to go. So thank you so much, Julie, today for being
Thank
here,
you.
sharing and giving me way more than I thought I was going to get. I thought it was just, well, what do I do and how do I do it? But you gave a context of why it's so important and how things are changing and how important it is for us to see that if we really want to be having our energy out there in a clear, compelling way, this is one platform that's going to be very powerful for us. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to seeing your channel grow.
Yes, you'll
I'll be
be
watching. I'm
yeah,
subscribed.
yeah, well, you'll be doing more than watching. I'll be contacting you. Thank you so much.
All right.